Ya'u Uda was goody to the goddess and the gods and was popping to the people. And well, like we always do about this time. Like we always do about this time. I'm gonna give y'all a couple minutes. Cause well, just cause I am. I know it's gonna take y'all a minute. I might well continue doing what I'm doing. I ain't gonna eat in y'all face. Brother, I eat off camera. Well, I eat in y'all faces with Reese's. I definitely do that. Well, it's gonna be interesting tonight. It's gonna be interesting tonight. We got a lot to cover, and I'm sending out, letting everybody know where we at. But now, Yaunima. So, hold on 1 second, y'all. Ooh, there go me live. That's the first thing I seen when I went on YouTube. Well, ain't that something? Oh, I think they like me. Okay. Before we start dealing with that weirdo, they back on Puffy again. Apparently, him and his son did somebody in. Now that's tough. You turned your son to a freak. Puff and turned his son to a freak too. That's tough, P. Mister, take that. You and your son took that. That's horrible if that's true. That's horrible if that's true. But now, hold on. It's woke rapper Talib Kweli has meltdown over racist Ben Shapiro time McDonald. Yeah, see, we're gonna deal with that. These they real slick with a lot of they do so much code talk. That's how they get away with it. And now what's gonna happen is they're gonna have the innocent people looking guilty and the guilty people looking innocent. That's the way they always do it. And I just think you really, since we know so little, it's so easy to play with our head. It's ridiculous. And I can't never. I need to start saving certain shit because I can't never find it when I'm looking for it. Hold on. I'm trying to find something for y'all before we get this party started. I had a couple of things I wanted to find and dig into. But this is a damn. I hate when I do that. I can't find it. I'm not damn. Anywhere I go. Yahoo. Yahoo, take that. Peace to the family. Everybody come on in the building. Hit the like, hit the share. Let's get it. And so I well, hold on here. Hold on for a second. For those of us who have not seen the flyer, this is where we at tonight. Does black satisfaction equal white guilt? So that question, out of that question is born this statement of the whole conceptuality of get over slavery. And now we're not going to talk about slavery like that, but we kind of got to start there, because when you say that, that's where this ideology is born at, that these dudes like Ben Shapiro and some of these other guys is attacking, because what they saying is, yeah, it used to be bad, but it's not anymore. And so when you say get over whatever anybody went through, we'll put it that way. When you tell somebody to get over whatever they went through, that's you basically saying you should be past that. It shouldn't be affecting you any longer. Move forward. And so now, from that mind frame, you birth people who say there's no such thing as systematic racism. Now, the problem is that is a huge thing that we never really talk about. We talk around it, we add validity to it, we take away from it, but we never really dive into systematic racism. Now, that's important because from that, a lot of things stem. So, like, y'all know we emphasize words here. A lot of people don't pay attention to words as much as we do here. So let's go with the first word, systematic. Right there, before we go any further, anytime anything is systematic, that's a controlled mechanism that has it's a manufactured control mechanism that has a purpose. There's a purpose for this system. You need people to work a system, and you need people to benefit from that system. So right there is important because it's systematic. Now, it's easy for us to argue that I hear the argument that I hear a lot of people making. See, this is why Ben Shapiro has to attack this space. Because if you don't attack this space, it won't set you up for later. See, he learning from the mistakes. This is a guy who had a huge problem with the taking of the knee. And see, that's how these people like Tom McDonald, and we're going to get into him. We did a little bit a couple weeks ago, but we're going to dig back into that. That's how they expose themselves, because they talk about, they care about the people, but then it's little cracks, little chinks in their armor. So if you have a problem with people taking the knee, then you're speaking to predominantly Black people. And for any white person that has a problem with Black people when they were taking the knee, you are either a racist or you don't have a comprehensive understanding of what it was all about. I'm willing to be flexible there. I'm not going to say everyone who doesn't agree with the taking the knee is a racist. I'm not going to say that. But I'm going to say, if it's not racially motivated on why you're saying that, then you just don't have a comprehensive understanding of what that was all about. And so now, but that's okay. We're here to educate white folk and Black folk. It doesn't matter. Timmy can sit over here with Tyrone and learn with us. It's fine. We're not like that over here. Now, I'm going to deal with Tommy in a minute. Little Tommy boy, I'm going to deal with him in a minute. But as far as Ben in this systematic thing, see, the era of the flag attack was they attacked the people. The little fucker, Tommy Boy, is smart, and he teamed up with Benjamin because they're attacking the concept of systematic indifference. So their argument is that, yeah, America used to be bad, but since all of those laws that made it bad have gotten overturned, then it's mostly on the individual that's not putting forth the same amount of effort as their white counterparts. That's the space that Ben is coming from. Yeah, there used to be some systematic racism back then. And he tries to make the 60s look really far away. It's only 50-something years ago. The late 60s is 50-something years ago. And so this is another one of those tactics from self-proclaimed smart guys. Now, his whole slogan is fact over fiction. I mean, fact over feelings. My apology. Fact over feelings. Well, isn't it your feelings that's making you address this, Ben? Oh, no, Black Lives Matter is bad. Now, keep in mind, I don't agree with Black Lives Matter either. But I'm quite sure it's not for the same reason as old Benjamin. But we'll see. Maybe. So, now, the thing is this right here. Back to Benjamin. Shut up, Ben. I ain't done with you. Now, Ben is what we call. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Here's what we're going to do. This is America. We're going to be fair to Ben. We're not going to indict him yet. We're going to say, at this point, he is being investigated for suspicion of closet racism. He's been investigated for suspicion of. It's the same thing they do to you. They investigate you. They watch you, ruin your life, spread rumors and all that. Only difference is we don't have enough money to ruin Ben's life, and we're not going to spread not one rumor. So he is under investigation for suspicion of being a closet racist. Him and old Tommy Boy. Tommy, you going on trial too when we're done. So now, Benjamin Button. So they have to attack systematic racism in order to deal with everything else. So that's why they're saying systematic racism doesn't exist. And he's got a bunch of bullshit ass points that he only tells you half of it. And we're gonna listen to some of this bullshit too. I'm gonna get it cracking in a couple minutes. I'm gonna let you listen to old Ben lie his ass off. And he likes to beat up on college kids. He debates a lot of college kids, and he cut the mic off on them when he want to get snazzy and all. Yeah, Ben's a real piece of work. Now, to say that there's no systematic racism, and to say that because rules have been changed that go against all of these different tentacles of systematic racism, that it doesn't exist anymore, is the equivalent of saying, well, they made murder illegal. Did people stop killing each other? Benjamin, I'm talking to you. Just like they made redlining and housing segregation and things like that you pointed out, they made those things illegal. And your premise is, since they're illegal, they're not being done anymore. Okay, well, murder's illegal too, Benjamin. Is that still being done anymore? You mean to tell me you got a fucking Harvard law degree and this is the level of smartness? You're making me use weird words, Ben. This is the level of smartness you're going to contribute with a Harvard law degree? I'm fucking offended, Benjamin. Anyway, so now, oh, wait a minute. Benjamin is the midget on the left with it says facts. This is facts. Facts don't care about your feelings. That's ironic, Benjamin, because it's your feelings and lack of fact that's making you even say the stupid shit you say. But that's fine. So now, Ben, smart dumbass, that doesn't make sense, man. But he says a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. So, matter of fact, I might even play some of the stuff that Ben says. Now, see, so you team up as a rapper, and see, the problem is that's why I be telling y'all to come to Clubhouse, because they don't even be letting me play a lot of stuff I want to play for y'all here no more. So it's kind of like I don't be knowing what I can and can't play. I want to play some of these songs, but they'll probably give my channel strike another strike. I can't take that. But so now here's the funny thing about Tom and Ben. Now, you go back around 4 years ago, and Tom's got a song called If I Was Black. And he literally is breaking down all of the reasons why black people should be pissed and behaving the way we do. He literally is on point with damn near everything. And now, 4 years later, he's teamed up with Ben, and his new song contradicts all the shit he just agreed to 4 years ago. Well, I'll tell you why. According to him, his career is about 5 or 6 years old. So he was just coming in. He needed a little Negro acceptance. So he was a sympathizer. I get why you brothers acting like that. Yeah, he was sensible then. Now he done got a bag and he see it's more money. It's always more money when you're anti-black. Don't matter what color you are. If you're willing to take a stance that will hurt black people, you're going to get paid more. Oh, there's that systematic thing again that doesn't exist. We're going to see about that shit. So now, if it's not systematic, it's education. It's living conditions. It's what you're being fed via television. Okay. There is still no more. If you go see a major Hollywood movie, when was the last time that there was more than 2 leading black men if it wasn't a black movie? And if it's if it's a black movie with more than 2 leading black men, it's like The Best Man or some dumbed down, some bullshit, some meaningless bullshit. You give awards to black people. You give it to Monique for playing a drunk, abusive mother that hated her daughter who ended up overweight with AIDS or some shit. Or the mother had AIDS. I hate that fucking movie. I never watched it. You get Denzel, gotta be a crooked cop. and Holly Berry got to let a racist hillbilly boink her from the back. This is who you're going to give the awards to. So we didn't just experience for damn near 100 years in cinema, black people being allowed to only play certain roles. What the fuck do y'all be talking about? You fucking people just to say anything. You get in good with the culture, being all hip and shit. Then as soon as you get your own space, you get racist with a fucking opinion. Y'all say the dumbest shit, and that's why you got the major fucking platforms, because you say stupid shit. You're sitting around here saying, fuck who don't push the American flag. Don't you understand that didn't work for us? Tommy, hey, Tommy, I'm fucking talking to you. We tried that flag shit. We ended up at the bottom of a goddamn boat. Remember that? We tried the flag shit. We ended up at the bottom of a fucking boat. For all you know, they were fucking selling flags at the back of the boat, and we went to go buy some, bitch. Y'all just say silly shit. And I know you're not that silly because you speak like you super informed. So that means you're intentionally overlooking the black part. Then I have to say, who's paying you to do that? Your girl last name Rockefeller. I'm watching, fella. Matter of fact, better watch your mouth. You say you built your house right across the street, we'll fuck around and burn it down. Yeah, I'm coming to see about you, Tommy. Remember that shit you said, facts? All right, well, I got an 8 o'clock appointment tomorrow. We're going to respond to your facts. The culture, I don't even give it. This culture is really kind of trash, but clean your own backyard out. Get the fuck out of here. You get invited in here as a guest. You get rich and then you fucking got something to say. Bitch, go build a youth center somewhere. If you're so worried about what black people doing, go build something to help. You made enough money off the culture, the one you say you don't want to be a part of. Well, you made a lot of money off of it, motherfucker. Remember, you're rapping. I don't give a fuck who your audience is. You're fucking rapping. So any motherfucker on this planet that's fucking rapping got it from Black America. And if you're going to get rich off a skill that you got from a certain people, then you ought to pay respect to the fucking people. You don't use their talent to fucking code talk. And I people all the code talk. I people all the code talk. You said now that we defund the police, who gonna help us? Pull that shit if y'all want to. How about that? Y'all pull that shit if you want to. It ain't gonna go shit like it went last time. Fuck out of here. Defund the police, what we gonna do? The fucking police don't come for us no way. We gonna do what we been doing. Deal with you motherfuckers. How about that? What we gonna do since we done defunded the police? The fuck out of here. The police don't come help us no motherfucking way. They come help y'all. So what y'all gonna do once they defund them? That's the $1 million question. We're gonna continue to do what we've been doing. Now, if it affects your housing and it affects your education, see, everything is intertwined, it's connected. So, poverty, you can draw a direct line from poverty to education. So, and then he said some stupid shit like, just because you were born rich that doesn't guarantee that you're going to have a better life. And he said that they say if you're born rich, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a better life. And he said most people that get rich didn't get it from inheritance. Man, boy, I can't believe this is what they do with a Harvard law degree. Okay, listen. If you born rich, like it's absurd for anybody with a brain in their head to pose the argument that if you're born poor and you're born rich, those two people have the same chance at life. To even have a brain that works like that is it's impossible. You got to be a fucking agent or something, or just super racist with money. Like, there's no way you could actually believe that. You just say that shit because people gave you a show. There's no way you believe that. Oh my God. That poor people and rich people, there's no difference. If mommy and daddy don't hand down the money, then okay, what about oh my God. You can't explain this to people who ain't never been through shit. So I don't even know where to start with rich ass, dumbass, smart Ben. Like, Ben, your conditions, the conditioning that you are born into during poverty. Growing up, and then the conditions when you're rich. Okay, what about the connections, the influence, the level of things that you're gonna learn just on a day-to-day being in a rich environment? The level of things that's gonna be being talked about in your environment. The opportunities that you will have just because of the positioning of your parents and who your parents know. So everything is going to be top notch where they can guarantee you this level of education, this level of this level of that. This is a common sense moments. Down south in the building, what's happening, Kim folk? Hey. So these are just common sense things you got to think about. So if you born rich and if you born poor, the things that you're gonna see, the things that you're gonna experience, and just the sheer the energy levels is different, because when you're in a poverty stricken situation, it's more stressful. Now, it's a scientifically proven that the children learn better in non-stressful environments than they do in stress-filled environments. So that's something that we can prove on a scientific level. So just that alone, just the stress level of not knowing sometimes how you're going to eat, what you're going to eat, or not having this and not having that, all of these things factor in. What you see day to day in your environment when you come outside. Do you have a comfortable place to study after school? Do you have both parents in the home? All of these things. Oh yeah, but he threw the thing in there about single parenting. But he made it more like, he said that these things are more of a factor than systematic racism. So he's saying it's more about choices, single parenting, and the decisions that we make, and decision to kill or not to kill. He said we're not taking enough accountability of our choices, but you don't factor in the fact that these choices are being made due to the conditions that you are under. So a rich child and a poverty-stricken child doesn't have the same choices when they leave to walk to school in their environment? Or does this kid even walk to school? Do he get chauffeured to school? And this kid got to walk to school, and a couple days a week he got to issue out knuckle sandwiches just to make sure he's gonna be good. It's two different things, and this is a common sense thing. So to say that there's no systematic racism, but they have to say that because they've always said that. They've always said the reason why we don't have is because we're lazy. And of course, we got some lazy people, but it's lazy people in every race. But we talking numbers, statistics, and so he admitted to redlining. Now, for y'all, for if you don't know what redlining is, you know, after the Civil War, they basically took the property, divvied it up, and determined what was high value property and low value property. And they made sure that they put the ex-slaves in all the areas where the low value property is at. So now, this is going to determine the level of funding going into low value neighborhoods. So now, the level of funding going into low value neighborhoods is going to be different. The housing going to be different, and the education going to be different. How can if the funding's not the same, then you're going to notice it on the back end. So you're going to see hand-me-down books, and we already know because they admitted in their own school system that initially they gave the little black kids the hand-me-down books. So now when you go to the bank for a loan, the bank look at the map and see your area is in the red line area. You're way less likely to get the loan. So now this is how America did for about 150 years, using that redlining thing to disproportionately distribute land and wealth like they always have. Now, this is the big problem right here. Because people want to say, okay, they did that, it's over with. And it is. Here's the problem. When you try to throw out, when you say get over slavery, get over Jim Crow, a lot of laws is in your favor, be all you could be. What you're not taking into consideration is you removed a people from their land. And so here, this is the key factor. Yes, slavery is over with outwardly anyway. And Jim Crow is outwardly over with. That's fine. But nobody gave the land back. You took the land. Fuck the slavery part. Okay, it happened. You're right. We could get over it if you gave the fucking land back that you took. That's the problem nobody's thinking about. Fuck benefits. Fuck pulling ourselves up by our bootstrap. Bitch, give us brand new boots. The land is what you took. You took the land and the resources. You can't get that back through voting and a good job market. What the fuck is y'all talking about? There's no systematic racism. You enslaved a people and stole their land. Everything after that is systematic racism. You can't, listen, bro. If you steal people's land and then sit them back on it as residents, unwanted residents. How the fuck do you get over that? Everything after you do that is systematic racism. There's no other system you could have. You're literally standing on stolen property telling me it's your shit. And it's so bad, they stole your land from you and they will sell it back to you. But if you piss them off after they sold it back to you, they could come take it again. How the fuck can I buy land and you come take it? Realistically speaking, if I buy land and you give me 180 years in prison, my dead body should get hauled somewhere at 180 years and buried on my property. But no, 2 years after you locked up, your shit on the market being bought. How? This is the real crime. This is the real systematic racism, is the land they fucking stole and have zero intentions of giving back. That's the real issue. Everything else is just hoopla. It's the land. Give us the fucking land back, sir, ma'am, somebody. So you see, after that, everything is systematic racism. So now, this is why Dr. Claude Anderson said black labor, white wealth. We got to understand the game and stop letting them tell us we making excuses. Quit crying. Shut the fuck up. It didn't happen to you. How can a white boy who never been in the ghetto tell people in the ghetto what they should be doing? You just got to think about it. For you to sit outside of a situation and say, that ain't right. For you to make rap songs about, we won't turn your daughters into prostitutes. Listen, little white man. You got the nerve to stand your motherfucking ass in front of a camera with chains on and gold platinum teeth. Clearly, you was influenced by Southern rappers. You got the nerve to take that influence, build a platform, and then using the platform and the talent that you acquired from wanting to be like us. Now you want to talk down on us. But you ain't got your ass out there. I ain't heard of not one inner city Tom McDonald Youth Center nowhere in Black America. You used to be a fucking drug addict. Do you have any rehabilitation centers anywhere in Black communities? Then shut the fuck up, little white man, because you don't know what you're talking about. Or actually, you do know what you're talking about. You talking about undercover racism. I heard your little song, White Boys, where you talking about riding around with your white boys and y'all to do whatever. Yeah, I see what I do is read the code talk. Fuck what everybody think you saying. I read all the little code talk. You got some fucking nerve. That's the issue right there. All of this shit is systematic. You clearly was influenced by hip hop. You're earning a living off of it. You're a fucking guest. Act like one. Because anytime a guest is in your house being disrespectful, they usually get their ass drug out. Behave like a guest, Tommy. You and your little musclehead Ninja Turtle looking ass friend. I don't give no fuck about that. He think he lyrical and shit. He fucking suck. I'll outroute both of you on my worst day. But past the rap part, I'm catching all the little subliminal messages. And we've seen this 1,000 times from white guys who come into the culture and start out admiring, get big, cross over, and now they got a problem with us. Take your fucking gold teeth out, your chains off, and all of that shit. And enough with the tough talk, talking about what we gonna do. You're a rapper, keep it that way. You rapping all this American flag shit, American flag. The American flag didn't fucking work out for us. So forgive us if we decided your little racist ass fucking song, we should take a knee on it. And you got bent out of shape, fuck you and that flag. How about that? Because it doesn't stand for us. Doesn't stand up for us. Hell, if it did, we love to join shit. We joined your dumbass Christianity. You can't take that away from us. We would have kept the stupid ass flag too, but at least we were smart enough to see that part. You cannot keep America without systematic racism. Because systematic racism was what they traded. See, when you don't know history, you should shut the fuck up and just keep rapping. I understand your gimmick is being socially conscious, but keep talking about the machine and shut the fuck up talking about black people. If you ain't gonna help, shut up, because you still in our culture getting money off of it. Don't be a fucking backstabber, you chump. It's impossible not to have systematic racism in America. This is what you don't understand, dumbass. Every country, its value is in what commodity it brings to the world. What do you have to barter? What do you have to trade? Two of the biggest commodities that America barters for billions of dollars is hip hop and black hate. Both are for sale. You damn near can't purchase one without the other. See, when they bring other nationalities, other races into this country, notice how none of them come here. All of them come here and get the fuck away from Black America. Because that adds to the systematic racism that we're talking about that doesn't exist. Because if I can teach you that a certain people are bad upon your entry to the country, all you ever seen was when you watch American movies, they always being violent, drug dealers and all this type of shit. Then you finally come to America and these guys look just like the guys on TV. You never been to this country. Then they tell you, hey, these guys right here, they dangerous. Be careful. See, that is what the system is. Once it's embedded in the minds of the citizens, then it becomes a reflex. And that's why it's so hard to see, Benny Boy, because you're a part of it. You're systematically racist. So that's why you don't understand systematic racism. Your thought process is systematic racism. Your whole existence is permeated off of systematic racism. It's what you are as a being. You and Tommy. Now, if you come here, part of the package is make sure you don't like them. You don't understand that's a commodity. Because if their talk inherently, upon arrival to the country, don't like them. And then you see these races start moving up in society quick. Middle Eastern take over the gas station, do a lot of phone service stuff, the doctor's office. Now all the doctors are Middle Eastern, all the gas stations Middle Eastern, and they're not very nice and welcoming. Every time I go to the dentist, I just feel like they finna do me in. They really don't want your black ass there. Now, and what I'm saying is not bad about the people. The reason why they act like that is because that was instilled in them in their country and upon arrival to this country. And as long as they are seen to steer clear away from you, they will get the exact same perks that white America get. They'll get the bank loans, they'll get the nice house, the nice car, the nice community. They'll get all that because what? Because they vow to stay away from you. So without doing anything other than what's expected of them upon entry into this country, they become a part of what is systematic racism. Now, these people will move up to society. These will be the people who will, in a couple of years, they'll be in charge of hiring you, doing medical work on you, overseeing all of your gas stations. And look how many incidents there are in urban America. See, if you just, it's like watching a football game on television every Sunday and knowing all the stats and thinking because you've been watching football your whole life and you know all the stats, you think you could get on the phone on the field and actually run touchdowns. You all have never been black. And it doesn't even matter if people like, I know somebody like Tommy, he probably was raised in a rough little trailer park neighborhood. So he thinks like, yeah, it's been rough. And then maybe he had some black friends down the street, or maybe he got beat up repeatedly by black kids. I don't know what the story is with some of these white guys who can rap really, really well and decide like, I'm one of the brothers until I get rich. Every time I'm one of the brothers until I get rich. And then I'm some other shit. I go from Eminem, who's just like spent his entire career hating homosexuals. Then out of nowhere, he does a song, What If I Was Gay? And of course, he tried to make it seem like he was gay bashing then, but yeah, we get it. We get it, M. Nice way to be slick with that. Wink, wink. It's part of the process. And then you got a new song, Tommy, and I didn't listen to it. I'm gonna be honest with you. The beginning fucking sucked. Now, I'll tell the truth. You actually have talent, and a lot of your songs sound pretty good. If it wasn't for the hidden fucking agendas, you would be all right. But I noticed the little slick shit you do. And see, I'm smarter than the average bear. Like, for instance, when you did your song about America, you and your little midget friend, little Calhoun, the little Calhoun midget. He looked like what's the British Bulldog? When you and little Calhoun, y'all was sitting in the bar with your little dirty t-shirts on and your Wrangler jeans, and you just talking about America, and you just did the whole video in a barn with nice little visuals. Then next week you got on gold teeth and you got your chains dangling, and now you want to talk bad about rappers. You're a sucker. That slick shit. See, I peep the agenda. If you anti these guys, then don't be looking like them. Don't be running around here with gold teeth and big chains, just like the guys who you saying ain't rapping right. Now, like I said, you made some good points. If you take out the racist ass sucker shots you take, I probably would have been somebody that would have stood behind some of the, because you make some decent points. But you can't be a hypocrite. I ain't heard one song about them goddamn hillbillies and meth labs. I want to hear a song about that. You got all this information about the government. You got all of this information about what black people shouldn't be doing. When are you going to make a song about the motherfucking meth labs in your city that you probably used to be getting caught in and shit like that? When are you going to do that? Because, let's get back to this, won't turn them into prostitutes. Ain't that what you said in your song? You smart ass dummy. You're saying you won't turn whose daughters into prostitutes? You must have been talking to white people. Because the black American daughters became prostitutes because of white men. White men created prostitution of black women. Dumbass smart guy. Hey, dumbass smart guy, come here, I'm talking to you. You said in your song, we won't turn your daughters into prostitutes. You already did, fucktard. That's how they became prostitutes. Too late. Can't undo that one. So shut the fuck up, because y'all don't be knowing shit. Prostitution comes from white businessmen. That's who created the market. And before that, the slave master on the plantation created it. And before that, they started the shit on the boat on the way here. So shut the fuck up, Tommy. So you can't say you won't turn the daughters into prostitutes because, well, you did already. And I know I know you guys would love to be able to just wake up and nobody remind you of how fucking lousy your ancestors and your grandparents was. I know you get tired of hearing that shit. I would too. So that's why you take the stance of you can't be held responsible. Shut the fuck up. Man up. Yes, you can be held responsible. Go back to the old days. When y'all used to storm the castle, if you don't remember, go ask your great-grandparents. Motherfucker, they remember. When y'all used to storm the castle, you killed everybody and you killed the offspring. Because the offspring in the next generation is who would come and get revenge. So don't act like the next generation ain't got nothing to do with the previous one. They set y'all up to be in the positions you're in to continue to stand on us and pretend you ain't doing it. And I don't care about your little trailer park stories, if maybe you was broke once or some shit like that, because I'm going to be honest with you. If you're white and you're broke, somebody fucked up somewhere. It shouldn't happen. There's every fucking afforded opportunity here in this country. Now, does that mean I don't know broke white people? Of course I do. But that doesn't change the reality of what I just said. You're fucked up somewhere. Now, here's the thing. Of course, it's systematic. And the only reason why we're having this dumbass conversation is because these minions get sent out into the world to stir up the pot and say these stupid things. Tom McDonald's girl is the one who does all his videos, according to him. And they call her Nova Rockefeller. Now, I don't know if she just chose to be called Rockefeller or if that's her last name. If she just chose to be called Rockefeller, then I would have to ask, why would your girl choose that name, Tommy? Why would someone who is rapping against the power structure call his girl one of the families in the power structure. Or if that's her birth name, then you dating a Rockefeller, huh? What's that about? What's that like? Or should I say, I know what it's about. What's that like? What's it like having a Rockefeller chick? Hey, that one brother was dating a Rockefeller chick, I think. Wasn't she Rockefeller chick? Yeah. They were having, well, I don't think it ended well, but it was doing well or something. I don't know. What's it like? Tell us what it's like to date a Rockefeller. And our inquired minds would like to know, Tommy. See, the thing is this. All bullshit aside. It's in every aspect of this society. And you can't undo it. You can't wish it away by saying it doesn't exist. You built a nation on the principles of systematic racism. So how the fuck could it not be here? That's how you built the nation. In order to get rid of systematic racism, you'd have to get rid of the nation because it was built on these principles. So it wouldn't be able to function properly otherwise. One black president in 50 years of the presidency, and he did absolutely nothing for black people. You don't think that was fucking systematic, you genius? Of course, you can't get people to agree to that, but I mean, it's the reality. And it's because it wasn't possible. And then, like, it's the one black president who had a white mom with all kind of crazy ties to spies and all kind of shit. Like, grandma had 19 identities and like all this mystery. We get the one nigga that's James Bond all of a sudden. They'll never let it be no mystery surrounding niggas. But we get the president and this nigga is 007 all of a sudden. They don't let no mystery be surrounding no niggas. They don't trust niggas and mysteries. So I don't know, man. I don't. Hey, listen. If we allow these people to continue to keep telling, see what they want to keep doing is every generation they want to lessen the blow to the point where it turn around and we end up rewriting the entire narrative of what slavery actually was, because they got it written in the books now. Oh, where was I reading that at? I might have even did it here before. They got it so docile in the new history books, almost like they came over and did us a favor and we were willing participants. The way slavery writes in the history books for the youth now is crazy. It doesn't sound like an agreement. Like we willingly got on the ships like, yeah, we'll do this for a minute and see how it work out. But so now they say critical race theory is bad. What good is it gonna do to tell white children that their parents was bad? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Nah, for real. Stupid ass Tommy. Are you fucking kidding me? What good did it do for 100 years of cinema to watch, for little black children to watch every black man play a dope dealer, a dope fiend, or a criminal? What the fuck good did that do? Every black kid in America grew up in the educational system knowing the only black history they ever knew was that they were slaves. What fucking good did that do us? But it was okay to teach us that shit, but it's not okay to teach what really happened. Get the fuck out of here. It's okay to teach. For the last 200-something years in your schools, it's okay to teach that we wasn't shit but slaves. It's okay to keep reminding black kids that they were slaves. That's okay. But when somebody step up and say, hey, let's come up with a curriculum that tells what really happened, then y'all say, no, that's not fair to white children. Wait, huh? Not fair to white children? Oh, you don't want little white children to know how fucking filthy y'all was. The rotten shit y'all used to do. You think it was because when he come home, when they come home from school, now you gotta answer questions like, mommy, why did our grandparents do that to black people? Why would now you gotta answer some questions? Well, how come they never told us about all these inventions? So it was okay for us to have to endure our children thinking we was nothing but slaves for the last 250 years. But now when someone suggests, let's tell what really happened, now you bitching and moaning. Oh, no. But wait a minute. I thought your midget friend Ben said facts don't care about feelings. Huh? So we can't teach critical race theory because it makes you feel funny. But your midget buddies say it should be facts over feelings. I'm trying to see something. You see how these fucking vultures play these little games? No, it ain't facts over feelings when it's our turn. Let's keep that facts over feelings. Let's keep that same energy. What's wrong with the children knowing the truth? You've been lying all this time. You know why? Because for the first time in American history, you're going to have to deal with little white children coming home feeling the same way little black children was feeling, and you don't want to deal with that. And then some would say, well, why would we want to deal with it? Because here's the difference. When we had to deal with it, we didn't have what y'all have. You have the power of correction. We had to try to answer questions that we didn't have the answer to. But you have the power of correction. So you should be answering those little white children and telling them what filthy little rotten things you all did behind closed doors. And why? So that you don't raise another generation of entitled, spoiled, rotten fucking assholes. That's why. You raise a generation of children who are empathetic and sympathetic to what has happened. And then they will have a desired interest in building a better post-racial nation. But as long as they're allowed to continue to hide, look, y'all was able to hide and y'all came out fucking racist. See how that works? But of course, you already knew that. So if you let them hide, they'll continue to pretend it wasn't that bad. You see, they put in the history because they see that critical race theory coming. So now they're switching up the history books like these guys volunteered. They volunteered to get on this boat. I done had to address some of these schools over the curriculum and what they teaching these children. So just understand, if it's important what going to your child head, then it's important what going to our children's head. Same thing. Now, here's the thing. They always get these dudes these enormous platforms to talk this shit. And they mix it in with good shit because these dudes, they are against the LGBTQ agenda. Okay, cool. They understand that America is attempting to pit us against each other and start a race war. Okay. If you comprehensive of that, then how could your dumbass be so insensitive and say you shouldn't take a knee towards the flag? Now, see, here's what I don't like. Because they be on the end, these dudes, I'm telling you, they're fucking informants. They be on the inside and they know, like Black Lives Matter, for instance, and Kaepernick, it will take a knee. Because I've addressed both of these. I think Black Lives Matter was full of shit, and I think Kaepernick was full of shit. Now, with that being said, the conceptuality of Black Lives Matter could have been something that re-revolutionized the country. They could have. If they wasn't created by a billionaire Jewish guy who was into so much weirdo shit, I ain't even gonna waste our time on it. But so it wasn't about infiltration. Through its inception, it was George Soros on some counterintelligence shit, basically. And plus, what they've been trying to do for years. Well, the Panthers did it for numbers, to make it a numbers game. The Panthers was trying to unite everybody. And so that was cool. But then now they're trying to take it and turn it into a co-op to where all of these black organizations is really Black/transgender. And that's what they're pushing heavy, and they pushed it into the Black Lives Matter, and they co-opted the two of them. And so a lot of people seen that. And so now that gives black people within itself, that kind of gives us a stain, because it looks like, oh, look at this faulty ass movement. But it was never our movement in the first place. Black Lives Matter was, like I said, was created by a billionaire white Jewish guy. So in that aspect, when you say the organization ain't right, I can't argue that. But I'm adding your perspective on all of these other things, and I'm putting it into the pot, and that's when it starts to look bad when you talking about Black Lives Matter. Because you can't really connect that to us. And you also can't turn it into an all lives matter debate and none of that shit. It was the right slogan, wrong people. Because and if the thing is this, if America wasn't so systematically racist, it would have never worked. And what I mean by that is, that group was put together with the intention of creating friction in America. Because when they said Black Lives Matter, it only takes a systematically racist nation to create Blue Lives Matter and All Lives Matter. Why? Fuck what the movement was going to do in the future and all that. Let's talk about the beginning. When they said Black Lives Matter, why was it necessary for certain people to jump in and say All Lives Matter? And then other people jumped in there and said Blue Lives Matter. And then the black president went to a Blue Lives Matter rally and called the Black Lives Matter a bunch of thugs and told them to stop. This is what systematic looks like, for those of you who don't know. That's what systematic racism looks like. Because if this country wasn't systematically racist, they would have looked and seen a bunch of young kids screaming Black Lives Matter. The whole country supposed to got behind that. And it would have been impossible for it to go the direction it went in. The entire country was supposed to get behind that. Black Lives Matter. Oh, this is a cry for help. These people really hurting. But nobody took that stance. Well, not a lot of people didn't take that stance. I ain't gonna say nobody. So it turned into and became a combative space. Now it did what America always does. America always forces people to take sides. There's never neutrality in America. They don't allow it. So they had to come with Blue Lives Matter and All Lives Matter. Oh fuck! Now we got three different groups pulling for importance. When realistically, there's only one issue on the table: the harsh treatment of Black America. Why is anything else on the table? Nobody else was suffering through that moment. Why is anything else on the table? Because of the systematic racism that you says doesn't exist. Ben Button. It's easy to see if you're looking for it. These dudes be agent imposter provocateurs sent here to stir up the pot and say stupid shit like there's no systematic racism in a nation that was built on it. If you don't have systematic racism, you can't have America. And so now you got and when we get to when we get to Clubhouse, I'm gonna play these songs too for y'all. So y'all could see how he was really loving Black people and then he jumped ship on us. And we get that a lot because we allow it. Now, on the flip side, I don't like the rap culture either, but I'm in here trying to change it. See, that's what you do, Tommy, Timothy, whatever the fuck your name is. Like, for instance, you probably used to be in a trailer park. Now, I know that's a generalization about white people, but you make them about Black people, so what the fuck, we're even. So let's just assume maybe you did stay in a trailer park. And I understand that a lot of times in the trailer park areas where it's predominantly white residents, a lot of time there's meth being sold. So I don't know what drug community you were caught up in, whether it was meth or heroin, but you did a video sitting in the barn in Wranglers with your midget friend. So I know you know who's got the meth. That sounds bad, like I'm trying to make a deal with you. I don't want any meth from you, Tommy. But what I'm saying is I know you know who's got it. And I'm not asking you to snitch on anyone, any of your friends who are producing it or got labs or whatever. But what I'm saying is, why don't you worry about that? If you're not going to come to anywhere in any ghetto, urban areas, inner cities, donate your time, money, let the kids point at your tattoos and look at your gold teeth and laugh and say, why does a white guy have those? If you're not willing to do that, then shut the fuck up speaking about a community that you don't want to help, because that's called clout chasing. You don't want to help, which means you don't give a fuck who we turn into prostitutes or who we sell drugs to. It just was a cool line for your song and it got you some interviews. Because if you really cared, you'd be somewhere in one of those communities you were speaking about, donating time and money. But you didn't, because you had no intentions of doing so. And you're not even donating to your meth friends, which I personally, now they might not take it personal, but me personally, the black community is about giving back. If nothing else, we buy turkeys and sneakers every year. We do something to try to say, hey, we took this money from the community, have something. You, on the other hand, you took our gold teeth, you took our chains, you took our wraps, and you used them to talk about us, which is extremely weird, and it makes you a fucking vulture. So I'm gonna respond to your line ass song. You called it facts. It was mostly cap, and we're gonna deal with that tomorrow. Actually, at exactly this time tomorrow, exactly 24 hours from now, I'll be in the studio beating the shit out of you and your midget friends for that whack ass song y'all put out that people liked because people like lies. Um, and then I don't know, Ben, you're a dumbass. And if that's what it takes to get a Harvard law degree, I would debate you probably off of a freestyle, Ben. But you like to pretend to have facts that can be easily rebutted. So I guess I probably would study for like 30 minutes to prepare for you. And then I would just whoop your ass surely on knowing you're going to lie. And I could just look it up right there and prove you're an asshole. So with that being said, there were no facts. It was mostly cap. And to say that there's no such thing as systematic racism, the only reason why you think there isn't is because you're systematically racist and you either are pretending or you just can't see it because it's on you. But I think it's more the pretending part than anything else. I think you guys are too smart to be as dumb as you're pretending to be. There's a I mean they said the last thing too, they said dumbass Ben said there's this thing that they were saying like if the dude the people who are doing the interviews for jobs and they're looking at the applications and they see a name like LaQuisha as opposed to Sarah, they're more likely to hire the Sarah. And then Dumb Ben says that that's not necessarily true because they did a study on names that are more frequently associated with black men, like Washington, what did he say, and Jefferson, and found out that there's no difference between Washington and Jefferson and other names that are considered more white names. First of all, you dumbass, Washington and Jefferson are only considered black names because why? Because President Washington and President Jefferson had slaves, you fucktard. Black Americans, we have slave names. Smith, Johnson, Jackson. These are all slave names. All if your name ain't some shit with some K's and W's and Y's that you can't pronounce, it's a slave name. We all came off of plantations. So Washington, black people that had Washington as a last name is because they were on the Washington plantation. Jefferson, because they were on the Jefferson plantation. You know the forefathers had slaves. Duh. I hate smart dummies. Washington and Jefferson are not black names. They're slave master names. And they're racially neutral. I know Jeffersons that are white and black. I know Washingtons that are white and black. Those are racially neutral names, and you're full of shit, Ben. These guys just say anything. They pride themselves on the fact that they sound really smart and people don't look it up, which is, Ben, you're an idiot. I can't believe Harvard gave you a piece of paper that said you're smart. That pretty much pisses me off. I could have went to Harvard, y'all. I could have freestyled my way to Harvard. If they gave Ben a degree, I could have freestyled all the way through 4 years of Harvard. Are you fucking kidding me? So either way it go, that's enough of my rant on dumbass Ben and racist ass Tom. But more so, I be having to save a little something for Clubhouse. We did so we gonna listen to some videos and really finish breaking this thing down as far as systematic racism. Yeah. So y'all know what it is. We headed to Clubhouse at 8:30, the Misinformation Nation room on Clubhouse. Y'all come in there, come lock in with us. Y'all be missing it. Sunday we went crazy. We had a super dope conversation Sunday, man. So we're gonna try to match that energy tonight. Don't meet me there, beat me there. I'll see y'all at Clubhouse. Knowledge is the only real power. Information is the only real currency. But the application of both is the route to divinity. I love y'all. I'm gone.